We're red.
All right, we'll open this meeting of 12/28/2012, our last meeting of the year. Yay. Um, Let the record show that Selectman Dawson and Selectman LaPlante are on vacation. This meeting is solely to do our last minute housekeeping and make approvals for our encumbrances and a few manifest signatures, so it's gonna be a quick one, I think. So Dennis, you have some encumbrances.
I do. This is for the new one ton, the coat from also.
So it is $49,880 minus the government. With the government price after discount, it's $39,584, less the trade-in of $7,500. The total amount is $32,084, and a couple of add-ons for $515 for traction tires and a spare wheel.
Correct.
The truck doesn't come with a spare wheel?
No.
This is a Ford F-550 2013 chassis cab, 141-inch wheelbase. White?
The color may change, I haven't
Okay.
got to the coloring. The exterior color and the interior color, I'm gonna get with them first of the week and try to come up with the same kind of blue that's on the pickups now.
The pickups,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we encumber, we have to add the 515.
Correct.
This comes with a body on it?
No. Cab chassis.
I make a motion that we encumber $32,599 for the 2013 Ford F-550.
Second?
Motion's been made and seconded. Is there anything else we have to add to this other than the $32,599?
No, not for the new one ton. The body and the sander and the plow will be coming out of the capital reserve money. When the new truck comes in, then it will go down to the body
Okay.
and all that on, and that money will come out of our capital reserve that we already have.
So we can make a motion at the time when the body comes in to take that out of the capital reserve.
Correct.
So we'll do that,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
And why do we have to encumber it today,
This,
if it's coming out of capital
this is not
reserve?
coming out of capital reserve.
Ah,
The body is
where
coming
does
out.
this money come from?
This is leftover money from the
Out of my,
highway.
212 budget that I have left over.
Right.
How is it that we have that much money left over?
Well, salt's down, as you know, we didn't plow much last year. Overtime's down. What else? Subcontracting is down from previous years.
Does that include working on the vehicles and that kind of subcontracting? or-
No, outside subcontracting.
What would that be, paving maybe?
No, that's like your sweeping,
Sweepers and
sweeping, your chippers, that sort of
the
thing.
drain cleaners and
Catch basin, snow removal in the winter. We didn't remove any snow last winter.
Why are we replacing this truck now?
Well, the 2000, the Chevy that we have right now, okay, we've had some problems with the transmission, and we corrected it. The body is rusting very well. It's rusted pretty well, Joe. And I felt that if we keep it any longer, we're gonna be putting considerably more money into it.
And we're probably maximizing the trade-in value at this point, it won't get any higher.
No, it will be less, Joe. It will be less, okay? And with the prices today of, waiting towards the end of the year, and I had some money, I thought that it would be the best and still keep us in line with, equipment placement, a 10-year equipment placement plan.
When was this truck supposed to be replaced according to your plan? Next year?
End of next year, yes, yeah.
So we're taking it out of, monies that we don't have to raise and appropriate
I
instead
kinda know
of.
the answer to these questions, but think that some people that
Got
might be watching this would like to ask those questions.
Okay, so a
And
motion,
they did.
Yeah, fine.
thank you, Jeff. A motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor of encumbering $32,599 of highway funds for the Ford F-550? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, do you want us to just sign this?
Mhm.
Okay.
And I wanna make sure I make a copy of that before he takes it.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say.
What?
Sign in card for Officer Rowe,
Oh, I know.
who was injured in the line of duty, recently got shot. And everything I can think of sounds hollow somehow to a guy who just got shot.
Mhm.
I'm stunned by this.
We'll say that, I'm stunned by this, and it's
Yeah.
difficult to say words that truly
No
express how I
words,
feel.
okay, I got it. I have to sign this somewhere? I see.
Say what's in your heart.
I gave you the email with, has his contact number.
You
I-
did.
I gave him a phone call. He was very receptive to it.
Okay,
Talking
I'll
to
call
us
him,
too.
but again, I have no clue what I could possibly
I know.
say. I like Officer Rowe. I've
Yep.
had several
Me too.
interactions with him, election day, we laugh, and
Yes.
he's a good guy.
Yep.
Oh, you wanted a copy of this?
Yep, he's gonna be okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Very
Yeah,
good.
he's one of those you can call 24/7.
He's right there, right. So our prayers are out for speedy recovery for him, and he is going to be okay, and that's the good thing. It's gonna be a long recovery, but he'll be okay.
There's some important things.
Do you have anything else, Dennis, that,
I do, but if you wanna go through the chiefs encumbrances, that's fine. Then we can do it after. It's just, an issue that I have that I'd like to try to get, resolved.
okay. All right, Chief, do you have the, your encumbrances?
The original best one I put in your folder, but
He's got
another
a,
one. Okay.
something different that,
One of them, I thought I was gonna have to encumber, but the bill just came in, so I think that one of them we could have.
which is the 6946.
No, it was the other one, where it stops. I thought I was gonna have to encumber for most.
Oh, okay, got it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Because we already made a, motion to encumber the tactical vests for the, detectives. So we've done that part already. We need to do
This
this,
one.
right,
The detectives vests are undergarment. They're
No,
not unlike that.
They're
Okay,
similar to this here.
they have a neck, the throat, and,
Arms.
and the pel, and the.
But they won't stop the same way.
Will,
Oh, all right.
same stopping power. They come with, these exact same plates.
Okay.
And so, yeah, so
I was
basically,
thinking about that when I got the email about this and talked.
But it gives a little
I
bit,
wanna make sure that these guys are protected.
right,
gives them,
it gives them a little bit more coverage because the throat and the groin,
right, those have to be kinda custom to the officer, where these are one size fits all, you can pull it and strap it. Theirs, they're actually measured, and it has throat, arms.
Please tell me that that particular vest is gonna fit our largest officer and it fit
Well,
me,
Up to a 50 girth.
which is
and,
more than me.
They used Nate Morrison as a reference as far as his chest goes,
Mm-hmm.
and it still covers all your vital organs, because no matter how big the vest is, the plates are all the same size.
Right.
And, so,
So this is a vest that's a pullover vest that, you know, if they come encounter, for instance, our LaChance armed robbery last night, if they came upon the scene and he was still there, they could
put
just
that on quickly.
pull that, take it out of the vehicle, put it on, just slip it right on.
And it's got like a drag handle, so
Yep.
it also goes down. Pulled by that,
So it goes right on
but
over the
then you just
vest,
take the straps and go,
okay.
and that
And-
locks it to you.
And then the handle in the back in case one has to be dragged, hopefully
Yeah, that's-
never,
Yeah,
okay.
it's actually sewn, the older ones you can tear off, these are actually sewn into the vest now. You could lift up a heavy guy with a helmet. I mean, it's that strong. And they're gonna have medic kits on them with like a splint, gauze, quick clot, so that if they have to self-treat each other.
Where do they put those? Is it in the back or where do you,
Typically, you put it on the back. And
are they pouches or,
It's like a utility pouch.
okay, got it,
This is called like a MOLLE system, so they'll have, it'll come with 2 pistol pouches, 2 rifle pouches, a utility pouch, and then that medic kit, so
okay.
that they can self-treat. That came out of, one of the things that came out of Greenland was 5 officers were shot over there, and they had like Band-Aids in one of their vehicles.
Yeah.
And a couple of them were actually bleeding out on the ground, and they had to tear off their uniforms and tear off their under T-shirts to stop the bleeding.
To stop the bleeding.
So,
So, what you wanna do with these vests is that you wanna put one in each of the frontline vehicles in the supervisor's vehicle, correct?
For a total of 4 or 5.
4. And they're $1,000 a piece.
There would be one in your vehicle and one in the shift vehicle.
Yeah, so the 3A, the 3B, the Expo, and then mine, and so that, you know, lieutenants and I would have access to
How
one.
many frontline vehicles do we have?
That's it, right there, the.
2.
The 3A, 3B.
Oh, right.
That's it, just
Supervisor.
2?
Yeah, I
thought we
mean,
had 3.
sometimes the 10 goes out as well.
And will you be covered?
So,
Will you have one
with 4,
with 4?
yeah.
We're not,
Usually at any given time, we'll have the 3 cars out. You know, next year I'll probably try to do another one, so that we have one more. It'd be nice to have 5.
do you have money in your account now to do the 5, or did you speak with Tim?
Yeah, he said we're okay, and he said if for some reason I was short, I could take out special duty, but I went through my lines this morning and the money's there, so.
For the 4 or for 5? Either or? I'd rather have you safe than, I mean, I read, and I have been reading, since the Newtown, Connecticut incident, shameful, but in New England, particularly on the East Coast, gun sales,
Oh, unbelievable.
in particularly the automatic rifles, have increased 87%.
Yeah.
Because they think they're gonna outlaw it and they wanna stock up.
87%. And if you look at gun sales just in the last week, and they weren't Christmas presents, they're just out of stock. And there was a Boston
Yeah.
channel that the rifles are out of stock, and they're waiting for companies to restock the East Coast in the rifles. So, you know, I just, personally, I would much rather, knowing what's happened in the last year and how our calls have changed, our criminal activity has changed over the last 2 years, 2 to 3 years. I would much rather see our officers that are going out there, and you as well, safe, and have the equipment that you need to keep you safe.
Yeah,
We're trying to keep up with it. A lot of the weapons being sold to good people, legitimate people, are also being stolen in burglaries.
Yep.
I saw that.
Every week we're having burglaries with guns stolen, rifles stolen. So now they're going from good hands to bad hands, and so
Lock up your guns.
that's what we're saying, have a safe, you know, all of that. But unfortunately, some people don't have them.
right.
They leave them under the bed or something, and they end up out on the streets.
It's a shame that we have to go to this extreme to protect, but, you know, and it's really sad. It's sad what happened in New York with the first responders.
Yeah,
It's a shame, and
Shooting fire.
shooting firefighters.
Yeah,
Light your house on
Oh,
fire.
that
Shoot
was
a-
awful.
Shoot a fire.
it's disgusting. So
You
It's
I,
a lot.
and you don't expect that, yeah, you don't think of that.
right, you don't, what they think of is trying to help somebody and get them out. So I'm gonna leave that choice up to you, whether you feel that you need to do the 5 now or 4.
Are you thinking about purchasing another one?
Well, he has 2 for the front line,
Mm-hmm.
1 for the expedition,
Mhm.
which would leave him without one in his vehicle, and he responds to each and every one.
Well, then that's unacceptable.
So-
right.
I think that,
I have enough money to do one more, so I'll just change that PO.
Please do.
Yes.
You need to give you that final amount.
If we're gonna sign something, I
Yeah.
need to know how much it is. When they start shooting at the snowplow guys, I'm out of here.
Lift
Yeah.
it up, Joe.
I'm out of here, buddy.
Lift it up. Let's
Yeah.
lift it up.
and drive forward,
Yes.
That's right.
fast.
Pull another gear and head right at it.
And you know, when stuff like that happens, people, just regular people, think to themselves, I gotta get me a gun. I can't go out, I'm unsafe.
Yeah.
There's too many crazy people, and everybody carrying guns, you know that's gonna end up bad. And I'm all for the Second Amendment, but it's getting crazy.
Yes, it is.
Really is. I personally would not have a gun, but I understand and respect people that want them. I just couldn't do it.
So I could in a heartbeat, but I'm not gonna carry a gun.
No.
I refuse.
I mean.
So I guess I'm a
after you
target.
come to work and laying your assault rifle on the table, okay, let's get started.
No.
Come on. Jeez.
I'd rather have my chocolate than a gun.
Throw chocolate.
I think we're all safer, we're safer that way too.
Somebody comes in, we just start pinging them with M&Ms.
Yeah, have a chocolate, you won't be so mad.
They'll calm you right down.
It is a grave
Yeah.
situation out there.
No, I didn't.
It is really sick.
There's a lot of very troubled people.
Do you have any clues as to why this is trending like this? Is it just the media reporting more of this, or is it actually happening more? Is it meth, crack?
Well, I think it's probably, partly the economy,
Jobs?
drugs
Yeah,
included,
yeah.
and then just stress, and then mental illness, and then side effects of multiple medications. So I think it's a little of everything, but in combination with the down economy, it's just not.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Need to make sure this order is placed today so that
Yes.
we're in compliance with the RSA's.
Yeah. I'll actually go downstairs, I'll call him, and I'll have him fax Tim.
Okay.
so I'll make a motion that we encumber $5,882.95 for the purchase of 5, rifle-proof vests for the frontline and supervisor vehicles.
And where does this money, second,
This, um, this comes from his leftover line, 2012 budget.
and how is it that we have that much money left over in the line?
It's kind of a combination of lines. One is the grant line that I kind of froze. You know, sometimes I have to look at the budget, and if it looks like all of a sudden, you know, I need these type of things over, you know,
Yeah.
maybe a seatbelt day where we're going out doing enforcement, I go,
Yeah.
where am I gonna put the money? And so, you know, I
Okay.
try to plan for it, and,
You see it coming in September,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, you know, a little bit of fuel.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know, we did save some money with, the 6 cylinders, so that's helping.
Yeah.
Um,
The other one is with one person in the military for wages.
Wages, my heat goes down, a couple different things, so.
Okay.
Okay, all those in favor?
How long will it take to get these vests? These vests and the vests that, for the detectives?
The detectives ones take a little bit longer, they're
Because
best.
they're custom.
They're
Yeah, they're
custom.
custom, they're about 8 weeks, those are about 3 to 4 weeks, so those will come first.
All those in favor of the motion?
Yes.
Yes.
The other ones, I actually budget for, they're in my weapons line, and it's just some miscellaneous parts on a rifle rack for the expedition, which we haven't put one in there, so my rifle, the supervisor will have in that white Expo rifle, and then some lights for the rifles.
Did you already order them?
They are, but we haven't got, they haven't come in yet.
Okay, so if you ordered them, then that's fine, we
Yeah,
don't
they're-
need to encumber that, because you've already ordered it,
So,
or you're okay on that. So if it's ordered pending delivery, we're fine with that, as long as they're ordered.
that's it.
And, this one says new though, the gun rack.
Yes, that's new.
So we need to make a motion to encumber $215 and 99 cents for the, single vertical gun rack with the gun lock.
Second. So,
This goes in the white, oh, the
So
extra,
they can
okay,
lock the rifle in.
got it.
are they gonna stand them up, Johns? Is it a quick release?
Quick release, yeah.
Okay,
And is that fit multiple weapons, or is
That'll
that
fit specific to that rifle.
shotgun? What do you carry?
Just a rifle. Yeah, it's a 223 rifle, the standard.
AR-15 style?
Yeah. You have to tell them what barrel and all that. But that's the only vehicle we haven't done yet.
okay. Sandy, you wanna vote on this, or you got any
Yes.
questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy.
I'll
I
stop.
regret the need for this.
I know it's changed a lot.
But there is a need, and therein we have to do
Don't we have
something
to
to
sign
protect
that
that.
one?
Yeah, give me that back, right there, the top one.
Yeah, let's
The
sign it.
215 or whatever.
Joe has to sign that, and Sandy has to sign it.
Do you want copies of all of them, or just the one we covered?
Just the one that's encumbered.
Okay.
All right, this is the 5 vests right here, okay.
Should stop in a second.
I think so.
Just the gun rack is the only one.
Yes, we're signing it now, I'll make you a copy. It's beeping. Oh, okay.
I'm fully charged now.
Can you get the chocolate?
Wait, I gotta make a copy.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, oh.
Yes, it is. That's the
Thank you
Okay.
guys.
Is there anything else that we need to know? Right.
I gotta tell you, Chief, I've heard from several of the residents who've stopped me around the town expressing admiration for the job the police department does. They always preface it by, I can't believe how much we spend on police and it's worth every penny. That's the the basic part of it. And I think it's important that you guys know that people respect the job you do and admire the people that do it.
No,
I think that people know that, you know, for the most part, they see that we read about it, you know, Lit Chance, K Jewelers, you know,
Meth
the
lab.
Express, the meth lab, and all that you do. I think that it's really important at the end of the year, particularly at the town meeting, that we, you know, go over and say, this is how many crimes that have been committed, and, you know, you can go into the real heavy ones, 2, 3, 4, whatever, and what your percent of success rate is to getting that, so people know and they hear that and they see that this is where the money is going. It's not being spent frivolous, it's not, I always make a joke throughout the year that it's for toys and bling, but when you're out there and you ride with the officers, you know that it's not that, and they need to be protected, and safety is the utmost important. They do an invaluable service to the town, so.
No, I appreciate it. You know, they'll run into harm's way without these,
Yeah,
but it's not fair for me to send them into harm's way without them, so.
that's right.
Not if we have access to them.
Yeah, yeah.
I
We
would
give them
prefer not.
guns, give them handcuffs, right?
Yeah.
This is basic equipment in this day and age,
Unfortunately.
I think-
unfortunately.
I think we're the ones that are foolish to see it on TV and not do something about it. I mean, it's all around us, all
We're
around
not in
us.
Kansas anymore,
And,
Pat.
exactly, and, you know, we have an officer that was affected that works for us,
Yep.
by a gunshot. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we really have to protect our, these vests wouldn't have protected him, but still,
Still.
it's there, it could have been,
Yeah.
anything could have
I know
happened, so.
the officer that was shot down in Woburn at Coles, if he had one of these on, he'd be alive today.
When did that happen?
That was
Last year?
last year. Yeah, and he was shot in the chest, and I rode with him, I used to work with him,
Yeah,
and Jack McGuire, you know, and that came in an alarm during a snowstorm like last night,
yeah,
10 minutes before closing, and they thought, well, it's either the blizzard or they set it off by accident, and
yeah,
the suspects were running out the front door all armed, and Jack went in for pursuit, and they turned and shot him in the chest, and had he had one of these on,
Yeah.
would have made a difference, so, you know, you can't plan for everything, but you
Yeah.
try to cover the most you can.
that's right.
But, yeah, no, I'm sure they'll appreciate it, thank you.
Well, we want them as protected as they can be, I mean,
Thank you, and thanks for bringing that, because that makes a world of difference to
Yeah.
us to see it and how it works. Congrats also to Officer Robinson for
Oh, yes.
going through the, and now it's Jesse's, no, it's,
Brian goes in the 7th, so.
Brian goes in
Next.
Monday,
Yeah.
a week from Monday.
they had a really nice piece on Channel 9 News
Oh, yeah, yeah.
that covered that.
It was probably one of the nicest graduations I
Yeah.
think I've ever been to.
Yep.
It was just, you know, the governor's last one.
Right,
You know, your uncle, 43 years as chief.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it was,
just
I didn't
beautiful
expect
ceremony.
that. My
Yeah.
uncle was there. He
Sorry
was-
I couldn't make it,
Yeah.
but
There's two more coming.
I'm looking
Pick
forward
one.
to it.
When does Jesse go?
My uncle was recognized as the longest standing
Brian goes.
police chief in the state of New Hampshire
Yeah.
Really?
at the graduation, 43 years.
That's very impressive.
I
Yeah,
had
well,
no
back in
idea,
our-
and it was special, it was extra special because I was there. Of course, my shoulders were like this big, so
Oh, sure.
Well, you know, I don't think he knew that was coming.
he didn't.
Because they had an Atkinson guy graduating, so
He
was there anyway.
he was there anyway, and he
Yeah.
didn't know they were gonna recognize him.
No,
Right.
he said, I said, wow, you've got somebody graduating too, and he goes, yeah, but for some reason they want me up on stage. And I
And
said,
he's not the type to get up there.
oh no, he hates it, so let me
Yeah.
tell you, he's not something that really wants to be up there.
Yeah, it was real nice.
Yeah.
You know, and the governor, I don't think he knew that was coming either. They brought about a podium with his name on it.
Yeah.
He didn't see that
No.
coming.
They, he's also one of the first class for the training, standards and training.
Yep.
So that's why they kind of recognize them.
Class one.
Yep,
Yeah, class
class
one.
one.
They had a button on it, said class one.
class one, so it was kind of special. I thought it was kind of special because I was sitting there
Yeah.
in the background.
Well, like I said,
43 years ago,
Yeah.
40,
It would have been.
no,
But
40,
you didn't have to go through New Hampshire for the standards.
He's been chief 43, so it would have been
it's 46
44.
years he's been an officer. And they didn't go to New Hampshire standards and training right away.
No,
Because it
was,
came-
Portsmouth.
Right, it was, they came on board after that, and then he went,
Mm.
Right. Right,
They
Or-
didn't have a real nice building back then.
yeah. Anyway, okay, so Joyce, you, Dennis, you have an issue.
I do, winter has arose, as we all well know.
Yep.
Okay? And we're running into problems with the same problem of later this fall, of garbage being piled on the sidewalk, and we can't follow sidewalks. It happened to us the other night. I did give a call to the police to see if they could get it moved off at 3, because it was already being lined up, okay? And we knew we were gonna get a storm in that night, and it didn't get taken care of for whatever reason, okay?
Where is this, downtown?
Main Street.
Yep,
Yeah. I guess I had a thought, okay, and I don't know if it could be incorporated, but we have an officer lady down there doing patrolling with parking, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What kind of authority does she have? Can she issue a parking ticket?
yes.
She can, okay? I guess my question to the board would be, in generally, what are her hours?
That's,
She
the
works.
chief makes the hours.
Usually it's like 9 to 1, or, you know, 10 to 2. She meets with Lieutenant Paulus and, kind of works out the hours from day to day. I know that Lieutenant Paulus, it's all the businesses and apartments downtown, he went to a lot of the businesses, and a lot of them pled with him and said, Lieutenant, you know, we close at night, we put the trash out, we go home,
Mm-hmm.
so that it's there the next morning, you know, and we live, you know, how many towns away, you know, to come in at 6 AM to put the trash out isn't fair and reasonable. So he came to me with that, so that's probably a bigger thing to talk about later. But just, that's out there, that's what they're saying to us.
Well, first of all, what they have to understand too is, as most businesses in town, they pay to get rid of their garbage. The Main Street people are not paying to get rid of it. It's going through the town's pickup, okay?
Except one building.
Except for one building, that is correct, they have their own dumpster,
Right.
okay? But it just, something's gonna happen, and I don't wanna get in the situation
Yes.
that we're trying to plow the sidewalk and make it safe for the people, and we slip, or we've gotta go and move 50 garbage cans, because people put them out at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They knew there was coming a northeaster, and they were out at 3 o'clock in the afternoon before the storm even started.
Is there a place on the edge of the sidewalk that would not,
In between the trees that are on the sidewalk, if they put it in between the trees, up against the granite curb that runs parallel with Route 3, so we've got 4 or 5, 6 feet, that we can still maintain the sidewalk and plow the sidewalk, then that would definitely help, okay? But the problem you're gonna have is on the lower side of the main street, you don't have the tree line, and you don't have a wide sidewalk like you do on the north side.
You know, I had a thought about this, just for the downtown area. What if we put dumpsters behind the buildings as much as we can, and each building is required to use the dumpster. And we don't want it to be a cost to the taxpayers, so all the property owners on Main Street would cover the bill to have those dumpsters back there. We expect everybody else pays for their trash, and this would be a charge to the owners. When you figure all the buildings, we have all the businesses, plus we have all the residents upstairs. If all the dumpsters, if we got as many as we could to go along behind, and that way there would be no trash on Main Street, they would be required to put it in dumpsters. And the dumpsters would be, you would have at the end of the year or quarterly, however it would work out, the property owners would receive their share of the bill for whatever those dumpsters cost.
The problem with that is that if you have, it would work on the lower end of it, it would work out okay, but on the upper end, in Mr. Panulo's building, where would you put it? So you have like haircuts, the salon,
Well, if you had a
And
dumpster
jewelry.
behind his building, up against his building,
if you put it on his property.
yeah,
That requires removal of the fence.
well, it's supposed to be gone anyway.
Yes.
I don't think we're gonna get that.
But then you could put it up against the
Cooperation.
gas fence.
And that doesn't account for places like the laundromat and the, so on, down
The
the
laundromat's
way.
not an issue though, over there, is it? They have their.
Not the
do they-
laundromat of the building next door. I've seen huge piles of garbage in between those buildings
The
from
tanning.
time to time.
Well, this is why I'm saying we'd have to go along Main Street, find all the areas back behind where we could have dumpsters placed. And then if they had to walk a couple buildings to get rid of their trash, they're gonna have to walk a couple buildings. But I mean, it just seems like this has been a problem as far back as I can remember, is the fact that the downtown in the wintertime, snowplows hit garbage bags and it goes scattering all over the place. And in the summertime, you can't walk downtown without gagging because the smell is enough to knock you over. So if we fix it to where we have dumpsters in certain locations and they're required to use the dumpsters, and then, you know, the town shouldn't have to bear the cost, but it could certainly be part of their yearly cost, you know, like they pay taxes already. And if you spread it out over all the property owners, the cost would not be that high. And you and I pay taxes, or pay for our trash pickup, why shouldn't they have to?
They pay the same tax rate we do. But be that as it may, if you quarterly bill the property owners, they're gonna pass
But the
the
other
charges
businesses-
along to the residents
But
and the
the-
businesses.
Well, if
But
they
the other businesses around pay the same tax rate we do too,
Yeah.
and they have their own trash pickup.
They
Commercial,
I don't think
commercial.
that conversation's a good one to have right
No.
now. The issue is that, we have garbage on Main Street, makes our Main Street totally unattractive. We've addressed this
Yes.
before, obviously to no avail.
Right,
I understand there are problems down there. Could we put in the municipal parking lot, can we put a big dumpster on either end and require people to go to the dumpster?
Then you're taking up the parking. And
The only place.
Would I
that-
rather take up two spaces of parking or four spaces of parking and get rid of all the garbage on Main Street? I mean, it's a trade-off, yeah, but,
Well, I think you could put a dumpster over here up against the fence.
Yeah.
For one. And that should service from School Street down to Tyrone Lane,
mhm,
okay? And even the little bakery and the Irish,
Blooming Iris,
Blooming Irish, they could bring it up there. That's not that far to ask, you know,
Right.
if it's.
they don't want the garbage in front of their stores either.
Either, right?
Right.
But they have no real options.
Now, the other thing, okay, would be on the other side, the south side, you know, we could also always tuck another dumpster down in there
What does Tilton House has their own dumpster,
They
correct?
do, they do.
So
That's
does
the-
Paris and the
Right,
salon?
we could put one down, okay, down by the Christmas tree, down in there by the fence of the Pavilion's parking lot,
Mm-hmm.
a smaller size dumpster, you know?
And that would serve the businesses
And that would serve the businesses
at
down,
that end.
down on the west
So
end.
how do you keep the general public from using it?
Well, that's, you're not. You're
They're
not.
for the general public downtown, but for the residents in the area, who's gonna carry their garbage all the way down there? Realistically, if
You
they
have
had trash
residents,
pickup
too.
right in front of the
It's
house.
not just businesses, it's
Oh, no, no.
residents as well,
Right.
you know, and that's
Right.
the issue, we have residents. I think it's something to look into, meanwhile, we've got an immediate problem that,
We do have a problem.
we have an immediate.
We've got to do something about it.
Can we get Lieutenant Paulus to maybe knock on the doors and ask him to put them between the trees, close to the granite?
Yeah,
Yeah,
If
I
possible.
think that's the immediate problem.
Right.
right,
I'll meet with them and we'll go door to door with that notice.
yeah,
And that'll provide some time for the bigger
Yeah.
businesses.
If not, then we can issue a ticket to the person that's not.
And like, Bloomin' Irises was out at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but the store was still open.
mm-hmm,
What's up with that?
yeah.
You know, put it out before when you close, not at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well, that's about the best thing I could come up with,
Yeah.
to get trash off Main
Right.
Street.
Yeah, but, you know, I see a big problem, and I see a safety problem, and something's gonna happen, okay? If we continue on the way we're doing.
I think it needs to be addressed.
It's
It
gotta be
does.
addressed.
So I think we need to put our heads together and try to come up with a
I know
solution that's gonna satisfy most of the people.
one of the challenges in enforcement is like if the barrels are numbered, then we know who it belongs to. But the bags, you have to basically tear them open, pick through the trash
Yeah.
to figure
Picture
out.
that
And
in the
not-
summer.
And you may not, you could pick through the trash and lay it out on this carpet and still not know who owned the bag. So I
Right,
mean, and unless someone's standing there watching, you know, from 3 o'clock till midnight to see someone come down, unless you catch them in the act, and you gotta pick through the trash, basically.
Right.
So that's not as easy as it
No,
sounds.
no, that's true. And we've done that before in other dumpsters, where we found people from Sampson dumping in our dumpsters up there on Autumn Drive,
Right.
okay? But anyways, I guess if Dickie could get a hold of them, okay? And maybe the woman, the patrol officer, you know, if she could work a couple, 3 hours later, maybe on Wednesday, just to ensure,
Yeah.
you know, that the trash is being put out in between the tree lines, that would help, you know? And I don't think that's too much to ask of her if
She wouldn't mind.
no, she wouldn't mind,
yeah,
you know?
She seems nice.
Yeah, she does, yeah,
I
yeah,
have no problem.
yeah, and, you know, as long as she's got the power to, this is the ordinance, and this is what we're trying to do to work out with you people until we get another situation, you know, then we can utilize that, but, that's what I'd like to do.
And then we'll try to address the
We'll adjust, right,
the
Yeah.
problem. We'll have to come up with something.
yeah,
We'll
And
put it on the agenda, we'll continue to put it on the agenda each week until we can come up with a solution that's viable. Once all the selectmen are here, we can all talk about it.
yeah. And I can get some prices from Best Way to see what it would
So it
cost.
would cost, that would
Yeah.
be great, that's a great idea. Cause I think that's a great idea, it's a great solution, but, you know, unfortunately, we have one landlord downtown that's uncooperative in most areas, which is sad, but, okay,
Okay, thank you.
we can do that. Chief, you're on that with Dickie, okay. All right,
That's all I have, thank you. Okay?
thanks, Dennis,
Have a
appreciate
nice
it.
holiday.
Yes, you
Happy
too.
New Year's if
See you
I don't
next
see
year.
anybody.
Yeah.
Happy New Year's and don't drive drunk. Not that you would,
No,
but I'm just saying.
right.
think
Maybe
about
you
what
can
I
call
asked
me.
you before.
Yeah.
When I'll pick it
Yeah,
up.
whenever Mike wants to, we'll go.
Okay,
Okay? Provide this us soon.
right,
Okay?
okay,
Okay,
well, I can
thank
let
you.
him know.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Happy New Year, Dennis.
Right, do you, the Rod Pearl, we already made a motion to encumber the monies, you just want this signed, right? Okay.
So, Joyce, while we're talking about signing or whatever, tell me about her.
About Ernie's?
Yeah.
Oh, the wall fell down.
Yes,
I called you and told you the wall fell down.
Call me too.
I called several people,
Yeah.
but, has anything transpired? What did Rip say when you talked to him?
Nothing, I'm just waiting for the change order to be signed, and then they can start work.
All right, so do we need a motion for the change order to be signed?
Yes.
Is this within our the fee estimate? What was the fee estimate? Oh, original was 41.4, and now it's gonna be 32.5.
Okay, this is, the, always estimate plus 10%.
Yeah.
This is the $1,000 that we got quote from Info. So that
It's the total.
is the total, which added to the 41.4, which is our current contract, so it goes up to 73,920.50. This is just
And we have monies, right?
$200,000.
So this 73 comes out of the 200,000. All right. Is everybody on board with that?
Yes.
Make a motion that we sign the Crederi Associates change order for $73,920.50.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
I have all their certificate of insurance, so they're ready to go. They just,
Okay.
As in, wait,
I'm gonna fax that to Rip and, email it to Rip and call him as soon as I leave this meeting and see when we can start.
We need a motion to accept the donations, the 2012 donations, that we accepted throughout the year. Some we did here and there, but to be on the
What's the total now?
total,
There's 4 different.
there's 4 different totals.
Okay.
One is for $11,387.52 for the Tilton Senior Center. The Tilton Police Department is $6,852.69. The welfare is $660, and Parks Commission is $100.
So, from one,
Second.
yeah. Okay, so I'll make a motion to
Oh, I already made,
approve.
that was the
Oh,
motion.
okay, so second.
that's the
Oh.
one. Oh, this one.
So I'll second that motion.
Okay. All right, any more discussion in this? It's just accepting the donations throughout the whole, it's a housekeeping. So, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And my thanks to all of those people.
Yes, very well.
Many thanks.
Yes.
Help the town, help itself.
Okay, this,
Never mind.
what?
I was just wondering if this is posted anywhere, so that people can see who.
It will be in the town,
Yeah,
In the town report,
town
right?
report, you'll
Okay.
see totals.
right,
Yeah,
you won't see names, but you'll see
Okay.
totals. Do you, the county, this is the Lakes Region Mutual Aid Fire, and
Mhm.
what they're doing is just asking us for a signature to authenticate that we really want to have them do the billing as normally,
Has
as
it
what they
been
do.
doing?
Yes.
Okay.
We are seeking an indication from each municipality of your willingness to continue to pay this cost through the county budget and assurance that you understand the billing process. Please sign and return a copy to our office at the address above or via email to Deb Shackett.
why would we have to reiterate the fact that we're okay with the way it's done?
Because of what's happening with the Northfield questioning the way it's being billed, and they would like it to change. What they want is confirmation from each town in Belknap County that has the billing process, that makes sure that they keep it that way and understand that they're agreeing to have it done that way. And that's really what they're doing.
So I say yes, I
I'm-
sign
Yeah, all right. So is that in form of a motion?
it. Yes, I make a motion that we sign it.
All right, I'll second that.
And I'll vote yes.
And I vote yes.
Yes, okay. So we sign this or the bill?
Why don't you just,
Yes.
sign the bill, and I'll just say motion to authorize
Yeah.
the county to.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you have any other business to? Everything went to non-public for this. So there's no other, do we have a manifest this week? Just the payroll. Oh, here's Rod Crow's, information. Oh, here's my picture. Yeah. That's
Can
nice.
we see if we can get that on the website?
Yeah, we did that. Graduation day.
Lisa Ogie dropped that off, I didn't know.
Terry Higgins took it. Notice of public hearing, town of Danbury. Do we need to know that? No. Right, okay. All right. I make a motion that we go into non-public session as per RSA 91A:3 personnel.
Second?
Roll call vote?
Yes.
Yes.
We're ready.
Make a motion, we seal the minutes of the non-public as they pertain to personnel permanently.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do we want to set a date
Yes.
to do the revision of the paid time off policy?
Yep, let's do it.
January 1st?
No, not the first.
Be fine with me, I'm just painting, patching, and doing other things.
Well, I don't do anything special on the first, but I
Oh,
don't.
no,
It's a
I'll be
holiday.
recovering on the 1st.
Good days.
Tuesday's a good
I have a
day?
date on the 31st, so.
Tuesday is, Tuesday the 8th I can do in the afternoon.
Tuesday,
As can I.
Okay. How,
okay?
I have a 9:30 eye appointment, so afternoon's fine.
Okay, what time? I have a meeting that night, but that's not until 6:30, so.
So, like 1:30-ish?
Yep, 1:30's good.
What time do you usually go to lunch?
Oh, usually much later.
Okay, 1:30's fine?
Okay,
Now,
meeting,
I can have for you, I can go back to 2008. Well, first I can give you a copy of what the policy was before,
right,
in 2008, and then 2008, how many exceptions we had, would that be helpful?
Yes.
yes, it would
Pertaining
be,
to PTO.
right.
Right. And
Is there
I
a way
think,
to get like the total hours
I think
on
the
that,
range,
or was
right.
it police, or was it public works, or was it admin?
it's probably going to be
Well, police,
admin and
police
police.
and admin would be capital.
Right.
Yeah.
But I
Primarily police.
think we need to see the range too, like for instance, the 26 hours and above, and,
Right,
you know, the people with the higher amount, where does that cut off? Does it, people with 20 hours a month, do we need to increase it from 20 hours a month up, increase the percentage, or do we increase the percentage at 24 hours and above
Your recommendations would
When
be
you say
valuable here.
increase the percentage, what do you mean?
of buyout?
Percentage of buyout, okay.
Right.
and
In
I
other
think
words,
we,
you know, in other words, at 7 years, we have, what percent of buyout? Is it 20%?
20%.
So
I'm sorry, 40%. I get that.
buyout, 40% of buyout. And then, so maybe it needs to be 45, or maybe it needs to be 50 at a certain amount, maybe 15 years or 20 years, maybe. Where is that line? Where should we draw that line? Should it be 20 years? Should it be 15 years? Should it be where? And maybe it should go to 50%, or maybe it should go to, well, not 50, but 45% or something like that.
Okay.
And I think that's, and then what, we really want to look at the language as far as the buyout and carryover, and when they have to take the carryover.
right,
Because
If you
there's a
have
question about-
recommendations, Chief, please get
He's
them to
gonna-
Joyce.
he's coming to the meeting.
Oh, yay, okay.
yeah.
Unless you were scheduled to take the day off.
Joyce and the chief and
Yeah.
you and I are going to
Yeah.
be the
If you want to
paid
join
time.
us, you're more than welcome
you're
to.
more
On
than
the
welcome.
8th, I'm here.
Okay.
Oh,
good.
you bet.
All right, great.
Oh,
So
no,
we
I
have-
definitely want to be a
that'd be
part.
Well, that,
wonderful.
then you'll, just make a little note
Yeah.
that, to show it as
Show
a
it as a selectmen's meeting.
Okay.
Because there'll
And
be
it's
three of us here.
Just put it down as employee policy,
Yeah,
changes and amendments to employee policy.
right.
And that'd be great, we have all the
And
input.
then that
we
way, if the other two want to join us, they can.
have. Exactly.
Or if they don't,
Yep.
they don't. But whatever we do, we come back to the
Al
Board of
might be in the
Selectmen
building anyway, so he might come up.
Yeah.
The other thing we never quite understood, and this is from Tim and I, where the breaks in years came from. I mean, he was on the board then. Why did they pick 7 years and that whole schedule?
Well, we can look at it all. I mean, I think we should.
Now's the time to look at it and
Yep.
see where it's gonna be beneficial to the town and to the employee at the same time.
Right.
I don't wanna,
No employee would lose anything.
exactly.
Yeah, I don't want them to
Exactly.
lose anything.
But we also don't want this big, huge rush at the end of the year.
Right.
All of a sudden, people want to buy things out, and everybody has the most unique excuse. Well,
Well, I can
They're
tell
all
you,
fine excuses, but
well, I can tell you that
It's
I
all at
know
once.
it used to be the anniversary date until, after the board that was in.
before us.
Before us, when they came in, well, just before that, they had decided to take and redo our whole thing, and instead of having sick time and personal time off, they just made it personal time off, which encompassed everything. So you gained so much time, but you could use it any way you wanted. If it was sick time, you could use it as sick time. It didn't matter. It was just personal time off. Before that, it had been separate categories.
Yep.
And they decided to go this route, and that's when they got in trouble, because they offered X number of hours that they were going to pay you in order to change over.
Right.
And then, of course, the state found out about that and
Oh,
came
not
back.
on this last time, no.
No, but I'm talking about originally when they
Okay.
did it. Because the state found out, someone had called the state, and who it was doesn't matter, but anyway, the state looked into it and said, oh, on the contrary, you can't do that. They had X number of hours. You have to pay them for all those X number of hours. And it ended up costing the town a little over $100,000 to settle that with the employees. So, whatever we do, we have to keep that in mind, that we can't shortchange them at all. They get what they get, but
Right.
all we're doing is trying to fix it to where we're not always breaking our own
It's
rules.
dispersed consistently. I
Yes.
think that's the word we
Right.
need to do, so that it's dispersed consistently.
Right.
And that it benefits both the town and the employee. I think
And-
that's
yeah.
what we want
fair
to
and
do.
even-handed.
That's
Yes.
correct.
I'm not
Very
looking to
even,
stiff
right.
anybody here, I just want it to be fair and even-handed.
Fair and
I would
equitable.
also like to revisit, and I hate to use this word, comp time. That's come up on a number of occasions this year, especially within the town hall. It's a contentious issue.
Well, they
I would
don't
like
get-
to have
they don't get
something.
comp
We don't
time.
get comp time.
Yeah, I understand, and yet last week I saw those words on a request.
Well, that was one individual that thinks he can do that, but we told
There
him he
should be a
couldn't.
policy for when people can leave. Apparently, there isn't.
No, well,
There should
that's,
be. If Joyce has an appointment tomorrow morning and she works till
No.
10 tonight,
Right.
but the thing of it is we're going to put that in writing too.
well, that's why I would like to revisit that issue so that it was in writing. This is the policy. There's no exceptions to the policy because it's a policy.
Right.
The
And
problem,
you'll know what the policy is, so you don't have to tap dance around it.
no, I get what you're saying, Joe, and it was a contentious item last year, and we were going to actually sit down and rewrite it, but
You did write it.
Yeah.
and we did,
We
and
had that.
and we have it, and the employees and the selectmen have agreed to an understanding that this is how it would work. You really can't govern whether or not one employee interprets it different. You have to take that on an individual basis. You don't rewrite it just because one employee has a different interpretation. You address that one employee.
It's unclear in my mind, so as opposed
we'll
to
talk
kicking
about
it
it.
around right now,
Right. we can talk about it,
Yeah.
because,
Because it's unclear to me.
right.
Yeah.
So if it's unclear to me, it might be unclear to Joyce or to
It'll be
Tim
part
or
of
to
our next
Catherine.
meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, we could
So
do
that
that.
it's a really, there's no
We could do that when
misunderstanding.
everybody's here, and
Yeah.
then we get an and we can help you out at the end, what
Okay.
went on, because that did go, the year before you were here, that did go on, so
Yeah.
you're coming in the tail end of that.
And I just want to be up to speed.
Right. And also
Understand.
Joyce can fill you in too on an individual basis if you want. All right, so any more business to come before us in a public session? Go ahead,
Just
Chief.
an FYI, going back to the K. Jewelers case, I got a check made out to the town for the reward, because there was a person that actually gave detectives enough info to qualify for a reward, so it's money in, money out, but I wanted to give you an FYI, I got a check from K. Jewelers for that.
This wouldn't be the girl who was driving the getaway car, would it? Okay.
And actually, it's,
Yeah.
No.
Right.
So,
We
did you
understand
ask
that.
Tim how to handle that?
Yeah, I mean, we'd have to deposit the check
And then have it go out in the name of that person?
yeah, and then I got the check from AutoServe too.
Oh, good.
So
They'll be very
I got a
happy.
couple of checks.
So
Okay.
we should accept that, those two
That
things.
gift.
Those gifts.
Yes.
I'll add them to our list
Um,
for 20, they'll be
Yeah,
for 2020.
If
Chief,
that check goes out to the individual,
we still have to accept it as a
Yeah.
donation.
No, I
for-
understand that, but wouldn't there be a record of that then?
Yes.
Yeah, just the AutoServe one.
Yeah.
The other's an in and out.
Yeah, I understand
We still have to have a
but
record of it.
the check will be written to somebody, and that becomes public knowledge. Now, that's not right, is it?
We
We
can-
have to make it.
If
No, we
anybody
just
really,
make it-
really wanted to
We
find
make it,
out.
we make it, the donation from K Jewelers in the amount of.
Yep, and then we write a check to somebody.
Yeah.
You would know in non-public who it is, but
Right.
Right.
That name would never be
That's
released to
correct.
anybody else.
Right.
Okay, all right. Okey doke.
Right.
I'm just getting that clear in my mind.
yeah,
I don't want those individuals that come forward and do the right thing to be penalized, maybe severely down the road.
I will make a motion to accept a donation of $3,800 from K Jewelers to the Tilton Police Department.
Second?
Second?
Third?
All those in favor?
Yes?
Aye. Any
Aye.
other?
And then we have, and accept the donation for $1,350 from AutoServe for the other half of the motorcycle. Thank you, AutoServe.
Second?
All those in favor?
Yes?
Yes. Okay. Give this
and I'll give those
to Tim, yeah. And then he's gonna have to do a confidential,
No, they go to Catherine Wisner, they don't go to Tim.
Okay.
In fact, if you want to give them to me, I can put them away.
Yeah.
Or do you want to give them to Lisa first to process and bring up? That's probably
do
the
that.
best thing. Yeah, give them to
she'll make
Lisa, and then
copies
Lisa
of
will bring them up to Catherine.
Okay.
I just missed the second on the AutoServe donation.
Me?
I don't have anything else.
that's it?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second that motion to adjourn.
All those in favor?
Yes.
We are.
That's non-debatable. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Indeed.